Akhil, can we take cloud as a middle?
Cloud is as we deploy our application in the same place. Just an example I have given to understand for all the people. Even if you take, we have different programming language like Java. We write the code by using Java programming language. That is also, we say as a middleware, because these are the programming language which we use to develop server side applications. Actually say Java is one of the programming language which we use to develop server side applications. Even Python also one of the programming language which we use to develop server side applications. Okay. Yes, we have different types of application. Right? Just take an example. Desktop application. Just an example, guys. Please don't mind. Yeah. Even because I'm telling from very basics for everyone to understand. Because if you join for my class lifelong, you have to remove all the things. That is the reason I'm telling from very basics. Actually, these all things are not required to tell as a trainer. But I don't want to take just as a course. But I want to make sure everyone to know. That is my end goal. So please don't mind, if needed we spend extra time also, but we'll understand everything. Once if you join for my class for software, any course, that means you will get everything from me. That is very basic understanding from my side. So the thing is, as Anita had asked, any software as we develop, right, we have different types of applications. Desktop applications, you might know about, suppose if you go to any shopping mall, they used to have one system, and if you purchase anything, just they'll enter all the details what you have purchased, and they generate one invoice, right? They won't use any internet there. That is standalone application. Without internet it work. Even if you use a calculator, olden days when you used to study, right, that time we used to use a calculator. That is also standalone application. We can say as a desktop application. Without internet, if any application if you are using, those all are standalone applications, you can say, are desktop application. There is no need to have any internet, or on a web we want to use that application. That is called desktop applications. One more application, just I'll take web application. Web applications means on web. Web means, you guys know, right? Web means internet. Over internet, with the help of internet, if you are trying to access, suppose if I develop an application, that application can be accessed from anywhere in the world, anywhere from the globe. If you are trying to access over internet, that means I develop application. That application must be there on somewhere, right? That means on the server, so that from there anyone can access. That we say as a web applications, right? Some examples, just whatever the websites you might have seen, right? Those all are web applications. Can someone tell, if you have, as most of the people have already been working, can someone tell examples for enterprise applications? Anyone? Enterprise applications. Anyone? Can any examples for enterprise applications? Sumit or anyone? Rajan or anyone? Can someone tell examples for enterprise applications? I just was telling about desktop application. That means the application or any software. Even I won't tell about application. Any software which is not required, not to use through internet, standalone application, or I can say static application. That we say desktop. Jupyter notebook. Jupyter notebook. Okay. And I was asking for enterprise applications. Any examples? Okay. What, Richard? Yeah, Oracle ERP. Okay. Just for everyone to understand, very basic example I'll give to you. Enterprise means what? The meaning of enterprise means what? Enterprise means business, right? It is a normal meaning. Enterprise means it is a business. If you are developing any applications for business, for doing, like, you might be having any bank account, right? Any bank account. Those accounts are those applications as built to do the business. If any application which is built or developed for doing business, that is called enterprise applications. Again, these all different type of applications are there, right? These will be getting dynamically getting changed, or immediately we get the response. Lot of things are happening here. So even mobile applications, we know mobile applications. Out of these many things, right? Now the era came for AI. As we just joined for our class, it is agentic AI. These all software are also been working for the humans but the process is something like, as human involvement might be there or must be there. But when it comes to agentic AI, in agentic AI we develop AI agents, as I said in the demo class or first class. Automatically everything has to, even just an example, can I tell you, even if you want to do the shopping, just Anita want to do one shopping, right? Just based on our preference, suppose if you go to my YouTube, what all things I used to watch, same thing I'll come to my profile, right? That we say as a preferences. Based on our interest, based on our preferences, if you want to do shopping from yours, you won't do, just you will based on your preferences on Google or whatever you used to check, right? Even if you go to Facebook also, most of the things used to come what you check. Suppose if I look for agentic AI training in Facebook, I'll get all agentic AI trainings who all are giving ads. Same way, shopping also can be done automatically through AI agents, everything. If you want to go to somewhere, suppose if I want to go from here to some other country, I don't know anything, but simply just I'll give one voice message by saying I wanted to go to USA, particular New York City or whatever the city. I wanted to everything that will only book the flight ticket, even that will only book the hotel rooms, and it will identify different hotel rooms, and it will ask for whichever the hotel which you want to have, even based on our budget, automatically will happen with the help of agent. That means we won't do anything, everything will be automated through our AI agents. That is the reason it will be having the future. Even by almost now era also is happening. Lot of business are using agentic AI, or I can say AI agents. But in future, we won't get much demand for because just an example I'll tell you. You guys are already working, right? If I am a Java developer, if in a company if 10 Java developers are there, if AI agent automatically is doing something, right, then there is no need to have 10 Java developers. If one person is there, if we guide to the AI agent, it will only work for all the things. So that is the reason most of the people are losing the job. That is the truth actually. So that is the reason we have different types of applications. When you develop any software applications, we must not think this way. This is not, this won't work, this will only work for POC, for demos. Just if any customer asks for develop any agentic AI or AI agents, if I develop the way which I showed here, it won't work in the production. That means in real time it won't work. Because of what reason? Here nothing is there, right? Just as AI engineer or agentic AI developer, whatever it is. But what you have to keep in mind, just I'll show you. Because of the reason it fails. Here, once after developing an application, there is no validation actually. No validation. There is no validation. We must check the validation in every case, in every step, in every layer. We must check the validation. Because of no validation, that is getting failed. But we have to make sure to validate every request and response, every text when you are before giving to the LLM model. LLM means, guys, LLM means what? Large language model. Different LLM models are there, like Chat GPT from OpenAI, Gemini, Claude. These all are LLM models, we say. As we are AI developers, we must say as a LLMs. These are all LLMs. No validation is there. We must validate. That is the reason that system which I showed you in the diagram, that will get failed. And no security. If we must have the security. Instead of that, I'll tell you, we must have the security. We must do validation. We must do the validation. We must provide the security. We must provide the security. And memory issues. Memory, we have different types of memories actually in our agentic AI. Short term memory, long term memory, we have rags, we have permanent memory. Like this, different memories are there. We should check proper memory. This is the maximum issue we get when you develop any software application. Memory issues which you have to check. Who is that? Yeah. Agent, yeah, that is the thing which we learn in our classroom. Agentic AI developer. That means we just one more thing. Good question. Can you tell your name? Nagendra. Hi, Nagendra. Hey, thanks, man. See, we used to have agentic AI. Just the course which you are attending for agentic AI. Predictive AI. Predictive means we have to predict. We predict before agentic AI. We used to have predictive AI. Predictive means that will predict what. Suppose Nagendra had asked me one question. Even I don't know the answer, but I'll just predict whether it may correct or it may be not correct. Just I'll predict, then I'll give the answer. If Nagendra asks me one question, I don't know the answer exactly, but just I'm predicting and telling to Nagendra. But it is not exactly correct. We cannot say may be correct or may correct. That is predictive AI. In starting generation, before generative AI, used to have predictive AI. Predictive means that will just predict and and will give the answers. We cannot say correct or not. But after predictive AI, we have generative AI. The responses which we get right, it will be generated. The data which you provide. Suppose Nagendra asked me one question. I have some data in my mind. That means I have been already trained the data. Means I got explored. Suppose I don't know anything about Python. I got explored. That means I got trained, then I'll give the response. That means then I'm trying to give the classes for you. That is a generative AI. When it comes to agentic AI is utmost top all about all the thinking, all the process. Once if you train the model, that means if you train any LLM model, again it's not required. See, learning process, right? Only one time our agentic AI, the process just I'm trying to tell to you guys. In agentic AI, it won't learn multiple times. Only one time it will learn, and with experience, it do the process. That is called agentic AI actually. Guys, got it, Nagendra? Thank you. Guys, when I'm trying to explain to you guys, if you have any doubt in between, you just ask me. Because if you're asking me the doubts, that means you are listening my class, I'll think. If you're not asking any question, that means you're not listening. So that's why I think. So you ask me questions in between if you have any doubt or if you're not able to understand. I can repeat multiple times. I was trying to tell you when you develop any AI agent, as in our classroom, as just 10 or 12 days, 2 weeks, we'll discuss main things. Then we start the building AI agents on live class itself. I will only show you. I'll take one use case and I will show you how it works. So 10 days or 12 days, just we'll discuss what all things has to be needed to build any AI agent. Even you must need to know. So I was trying to tell you should not develop any AI agent as the diagram which I showed you. But when you develop any AI agent, we must check these all things. We have to validate any request. Means when you are trying to give the prompt. Again, prompt we have different types of prompts, right? We have to check the prompt. Even for prompt engineer, we have good salaries nowadays, right? But it's just not like the question which you are giving. You should not the way to give when you are working as a AI agent. We have to check the validation, we have to check the security, we have to check the memory things, and scalability. Scalability means, as I was telling to you guys, if I develop any AI agent, let's take an example. I developed an AI agent for HR recruitment, talent execution team used to be there, right? They used to recruit the employees. Just take an example. I developed an AI agent which automatically send the mails to the professionals who are looking for job. So just take an example. It sends the mail for 100 members. In when my company is becoming a big company, if I wanted to recruit thousands of people, my AI agent won't be working in that case. That means when you expand the business, when you are expanding the process, our AI agent must needs to work for that case also. When you are building a system or when you are building any AI agent, this scalability feature also we have to think. Our application, our AI agent must able to scale as per the our process. That is called as scalability. That also you have to check when you develop any AI agent. And we must monitor the logs. These are things actually which we have to check when you develop any application. These are the main things. This is one more thing. I'll tell you, optimize. We have to optimize. We have to optimize the process. These are things which we'll have to check. Optimization means, just an example. When I developed an application, just on a simple website I have developed. If we open that website, it will take lot of time to come home page. Or if someone, Anita, someone has developed one website, if just I open and click, it will come everything. It will be getting loaded. That loading time, that is, the response time must be quick in the seconds. That also you have to check when you develop any AI agent. Not only any AI agent, but any software if you are developing, these all are the main things which you have to check. But most of the people will be getting failed in this case. If you are expert in this, you will get high package or good package. If you don't have job, you will get job, because when you are attending for interview, if you talk these all things, then he will think you are an expert, so that they will give the package with all things which you want. But the thing is, as the reason I was telling, because of these many things, if any LLM is getting failed means, because of these many reasons it will be getting failed. If LLM is not working means, if any, because any agent which you develop, we must connect with the LLMs only. If our LLM is itself is not working, entire process will be going down, right? That is the reason we have to check these many things to give the better, development of any AI agent. Got it, guys? This is about very basic thing about AI agents. What are things which you have to check, and later classes we'll discuss a lot of things. But one more before going for next page, I wanted to discuss one more thing. I was telling about most of the people are developing AI agents by thinking or by keeping in mind these are the things, but this is not the case. We must not have these things. Just I will show one more diagram to you guys. uh, just give me a second. Yeah. Your voice is not audible for me. Can you speak little loud? uh, no, in with just because you are working on one software. If any issue you're getting, should we ask any team member, or we have developed and we hand over to the customer? If they ask any, if this kind of problems comes, to whom to ask? You're asking. Actually, the thing is, when you do the audit, can I know your good name? Prasad. Yeah, thanks, Prasad. See, just I'll try to tell you, as you've been working already, having 15 years of experience. See, when we do the audit means we do the auditing. Auditing means normal. When you check the entire application end to end, how it is working, we'll be having different layers. In middleware, we'll be having different things. When it comes to our agentic AI, we used to have LLM models. We used to have, you might have applied this application in the cloud. We have different layers, right? The answer for your question is, when you are developing, who is an architect, who has designed the solution. Because suppose if you are given on requirement to me, I am the architect. I have designed the solution. When I design the solution, I know each and every point, right, in any software. So we must approach the architect who has designed. Got it. That when you have developing any software, we used to have different admin teams. Then if not having proper memory, we have different types of databases, right? Actually, we have in memories also short memory, long memory, drags are there, even permanent database are there. We must extend the database memory. That's it. Okay. Okay. I'll try to explain one more. Just you guys just keep in mind, we must not develop any AI agent. The diagram which I showed, most of the people, even if I say you, I have 12 years of experience, that is not the reality. the truth is, most of the people think I have the same thing which the diagram which I showed you, but we must not think in the same way. Same no things which I try to explain, just keep those things in mind, so that you are the expert in agentic AI. Just I try to draw one more diagram. See, these all are things which I been telling to you guys by working on the projects, not having theoretical knowledge. I have been build the agents, real-time AI agents. Just one more diagram, one more thing. Just I want to tell. This is a user or any person. Just you assume. But most of the people are not having much expertise on these all things, but you must have, so that you are having good expertise, so that you'll get, even you can have your own company, or you can get better job or high package. uh, First, one user will give the any our AI agent whoever is using. If let's take an example, one user or any person, or one request, just an example, one request is giving by any user through API gateway. API gateway. You must keep the that old diagram in your mind, so that you will understand this very easily. API gateway. User will give the request through API gateway. Then once after coming to through API gateway, next thing is, as I said about security part, right? For you guys, security I said to you. Security means authentication, authorization. Security means authentication, authorization. Even we have different other no authentications, authorization. Also, I'll tell in our next classes. Sorry, authentication, authorization. Just I'll keep as security, or otherwise authentication, authorization. Authentication, authorization. Then I said about validation. When any request is coming, we must validate the request. That also we must do. Request validation.
As per the syllabus, we have to start from machine learning, right?
No, actually, as from the syllabus which I said, the very basics of Python I have to explain.
Okay.
That is this is the main part which is needed to anyone. If you know what is a agent, how it works, then you'll understand the remaining things.
Okay.
This is the main part everyone must know. That also I'll start. This has to known to everyone. That is the reason I am explaining this. When you are agentic AI engineer, we must know these things. This is the priority part. Anyone can learn through those all things, but this is the main important part. Request validation, then agent will come, right? LLM model will come. Then agent. Agent orchestration. Then inside this agentic orchestration, we have different things again which needs to be checked. You have to do these things. Memory also you have to check. You have to check the policies. This you have to check. Then LLM agent will come. After this part, LLM agent will come. Then response will come. After LLM gateway, we'll get the response, right? In between here again, we have to do the validation again. Well, we have to do the agent validation. In every layer, we have to do the validation. Then only our agent will work as like a human. It is not like a software. Here, response will come. After that, we have to do the logging, all the tracing, lot of things. We have to monitor the application, how it working, and we have to check the different metrics, actually all the things. We have to do the editing. Here that will come after coming response. Logging, we say any metrics. We have to trace response time also. These are things you have to check after coming the response. When you do editing, we can come to know about these many things. Otherwise, we won't be knowing. This is the actual process which we have to check when you develop any AI agent, not like the diagram which I showed you before.
Again, when you send this as notes,
Yeah, yeah. No, because just I wanted to explain to you nicely. I'll drop this all and I'll send to everyone in our application itself. Okay, this is the these are the different things. Just I'll tell you very from very basic things. Any customer or any user will give the request, right, through API gateway. API gateway means one URL. Just you think as a URL, one endpoint or entry point, just to get the response. Here when you do the through API gateway and you try to give the request, right, the main responsibility of API gateway is it has to check the authentication and authorization. Means suppose, just take an example, if you are trying to log in with your account, if you are not a valid user, even if I might have changed your password, then I can try to hack your account, right? But that must not happen. That is the reason it must check the authentication authorization and request. How much time when you give the request, how much in how much time it is getting the response. You have to check the routing also. You have to check the different API versioning. You have to check. You have to check the load balancing. These many things which you have to check when you are developing any application. Authentication we may do through SSO, right? We might be knowing about single sign-on. Anyone might be knowing single sign-on. SSO, that we say as a single sign-on. For one, you if you know SSO, if you know the Gmail, right? If you have Gmail account, you can log into your Gmail. You can log into YouTube, like lot of many platforms. You can log in through Google products. That is called as single sign-on. We have JWT, Jackson Web Token. These different tools are there to have the security mechanisms. These all things are not required. Just you must know. That is the reason I am trying to tell to you these things. We have to do the validation. We have to check the input size when you are trying to give the prompt. How much size it has in that text size. We say as a tokens, right? We have to check the input size. We have to check the mandatory. Sometimes if you are trying to create any account, it may say sometimes mandatory field. If you are not entering that field, it won't allow you to submit any form. You have to check the required fields mandatorily, which is required. We have to check the input size. We have to check the language, which language is getting supported, and lot of different things which you have to check in the validation, request validation. When it comes to agent orchestration, here when you are trying to uh, memorize in your mind something, how it is working, that agent memory part, that brain part, which will have to have good understanding. Then we'll have to have these many things inside agent orchestration. These many memory part and policy planning, these all things are there. Then LLM will come into the picture. Till there LLM won't come. After doing these many things, that request what you are giving, that will go to LLM. LLM, based on the data which you are providing, based on the question which you are asking, then it will give the response. Once after giving the response, again you have to check the different many things based on the response. This is the way which we have to develop any AI agent. That is the main part which everyone has to know. Then as per the syllabus, we have to discuss the Python, right? Very basics of Python. Before discussing about the Python programming language, just I wanted to know from your side, do you guys know about software lifecycle? Anyone know about SDLC lifecycle? SDLC lifecycle, guys. Any can
And then technical technical design development coding or development and analysis and implementation and testing.
and then deployment,
Yeah.
and then support and monitoring, maintenance and monitoring, you can say. Guys, just of trying the diagram, just verbally I'll try to tell to you. Even some of the non-tech people also are there in the classroom. Just SDLC life cycle in now, in as a human being, right? Human being, we have our human life cycle. Can anyone, Siva, can you tell me what is the human life cycle? Human life cycle. Can anyone tell what is a human life cycle? Siva, are you there? Okay, okay, okay. Just I'll tell you. As a human, when we are human beings. When you are growing, we have our life cycle, right? As a kid, firstly when you newborn, right? We are very kid. Then later we have different stages: elder age and middle age and old age. Like these different ages are there, right? In our life cycle, human life cycle. When it comes to software, when you are developing any software, it has different, stages, or we can say pages. Just take an example. One client came to me and it asked me, I want software. When he wanted the software, when it asked me the software to give for his business problem, I cannot immediately just I might not build immediately for him just to give to him. It is not a product. That even we have product based softwares also, they might have already developed, just we use for our business. But when you do any product, any product means software product. It is not some normal other product. I was talking about software product. When you build any software product, it will go to different pages. First, requires gathering. Let's take an example. Someone came to me and asked me to develop one application for real estate. Just an example to make you to understand. I'll ask him about different requirements. What all is things are there. Suppose let's take an example. I want to construct one building. Take an example. When if I want to construct or if I want any home, what all different things from very basic I need to have. First, I need to have the site. That is a requirement to have the home, right? I need to have the site. I have to buy the site. Then after that, I have to have one blueprint, right? I cannot directly get the home, right? I need to have the blueprint. One civil engineer will give the diagram how many 2 BHKs need to have, how many bedrooms need to have, how many bathrooms need to have, like this different specifications. These all we say as requirements. When you develop any software, first and foremost phase is requirements gathering. We say as a requirement collection or requirement gathering, first and foremost phase. Once after understood or after getting all the requirements, then what we'll have to do, we'll have to do the analysis, how we have to build a solution for this particular business problem or particular use case. That analysis and planning we have to do after collecting the requirements gathering. Based on the analysis and planning which we do, right? Based on this analysis, very basic high level design you have to do the as a solution. It is a documentation part. What you have planned, what you have analyzed for the solution for the given problem statement or for given requirements, we have to design a solution. Again, in design we have two things: low level design document or high level design document, that we say as a HLD and LLD. First we do the LLD, HLD, high level design document. That is a solution, just we draft as a document. For the same design document we submit to the customer. Once after submitting to the customer, he'll see the solution what you have given. If any changes are there, he'll ask us to the changes. Based on these changes, again we do the one more, again versions, different versions also will come, v1 v2, like that. Those are the different design documents. Till getting the solution accepted by the customer, we have to change the design document. Then LLD will come. There will have again direct implementation or coding what we do. That exact part will be there in the LLD part. Once after completion, this is the third phase. First is requirements gathering, second is planning and analysis, and third is designing. Next one is what we have designed the solution. For that we have to implement. We have to write the code. That is called as a development phase, or we can say coding phase, or we can say as a implementation phase. After implementation, that means we have developed the software. Once after developing the software, we have to test it, right? How it is working, we have to test it. That is the next phase, is testing part. Once after testing, then we deploy an application. If everything is working well, then we deploy application and live to the customers. They can use directly after deploying. After deploying, then as I said in our diagram also, you have to monitor. You have to check the response. We have to check how application is working. That is after deploying, we can say as a monitoring, or we can say if any issues are coming, we have to give the support and all. These are the software development life cycle. When you develop the software, we all go through these pages. Again, I'm repeating SDLC life cycle. When you are developing any software, it will go to different pages. First and foremost part is requirements gathering. Second one is planning and analysis, and then design, and then implementation or coding or developing, and then testing, and then deploying, and then support and monitoring. These are the different pages. Guys, understood till now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
If any doubt till